We going live, right? Okay. Yeah, we live. We got a little bit of that's feedback. That's you. That's your music in the back.
I turned it off.
Nah, you good. Ain't no worries. Salutes to everybody. Much love and respect. Shout out to everybody, man. I want you guys to. We are live. I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. Support the channel. Make sure you share the live stream for us. As promised, we do have our guest, Darneisha Henderson. Now we are discussing her third published book, A Diamond's Treasure. Welcome, sis. Salutes to you. Welcome to the show. It is definitely great to have you here to
Thank
build
you.
with
It's
us
great to be
on your
here.
new project. Yeah, if you want to introduce yourself to the people, feel free to do so. Go right ahead.
All right. Well, I'm Darneisha Henderson. My pen name is Dawsey. I chose that name. I like it. I chose that name because it's like Dolph and CE means century. So I plan on my books being around for centuries in books, libraries, homes, everywhere. So that's where Dawsey came from. But yeah, I got a couple books out. Like he said, my new Diamond's Treasure. And I also have a book that I wrote a couple years ago called "A Royal's The Revenge of a Royal's Heart." Of a Royal Heart. It's pretty dope. It's
Yeah,
on Amazon too.
word. Yeah, and then make sure y'all check that out, man. Make sure y'all go to Amazon and tap in. I'm going to do so myself tonight after this stream. We support each other over here. So make sure y'all are tapping in with sis to check those books out, get your read on, and give us some feedback on the video in the comments once you're able to check the book out. You can also get it if you can't afford it. You can't you yeah get it on Amazon too. Kindle. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, Kindle is attached to Amazon. It's kind of like the reading diaphragm in the whole Amazon empire. So yeah, it's on Kindle, Amazon, digital. You can get it read to you, all that.
Now, what was your inspiration? As far as even wanting to begin to be a writer the first place.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Shakespeare was my whole, like, he was like my role model as a kid. Like, I loved all his plays, everything he did, the twists, the plots. Like, it was just all dope. He just put something in me when I started studying him in like the third grade. He just put something in me where I wanted to tell stories like him and give dramatics, things that could happen in life, but you don't want them to, but they could, and it just
Right.
be dope and just like fantastic to read. So he my inspiration, honestly.
That's dope. That's dope. I feel you on that. Especially myself. Being a writer in school. You remember the classes and shit. I had a publication in the Winged Zebra, but I was
You did
writing so
everything.
yeah, literally everything. You know what I mean?
Everything, bro. You did everything in school. You shit. What didn't you do?
You know, I asked you about your inspiration because a lot of children can't find their talents or even begin to recognize a support system. A lot of people have musical talents, physical talents, and mental talents such as this. To be able to construct and
Right.
dissect a story plot, um, and put it together like a masterpiece. You know what I mean, and be able to present that to people, and also keep in mind um, it being healthy literature, and not unhealthy literature for the people too. So, what was your biggest help or push? You know, especially when you was getting your first book done. Like, what helped you? Realize, because I know coming from where we come from, it's hard to get information. Like, how you get your book published, how you do this, how you do that. So, what
Right,
was your
right.
biggest help or push in the beginning?
So my bestie CC, she was like, her and I wrote the actual first part, the antidote, the first and second part, which A Diamond's Treasure is just a spinoff of two other books that her and I wrote together. And she was
Yeah,
just like, she knew that was been my passion. And she was like, let's just write one. Let's just do it. You get you a character, I give me a character. Let's just do it. Cause she knew that's what I always want to do. So when she got him, got on me, like I did a little publishing of like poetry and stuff, but never anything as big as this. But after she came to me, she was like, "We about to do it. We about to do it," and just gave me that push. So shout out to Chelsea Smith. That's my boo. Um,
yeah. Shout out to
we just
CC.
did it. Like, yeah, we just did it, and she ended up not helping me on this one, but I'm gonna get her input on the second one that I'm about to drop in about 3 more months. It'll be the second part to. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that since somebody ain't read it. They ain't even supposed to know it's the second part. But anyway, she gonna help me out with that one. So we could laugh quite a bit. She got a lot of ideas where I got the structure. I went to college for writing,
Right, right.
so it's
So,
kind of something
so
that.
you said you're gonna drop something in 3 to 4 months. So you're not just dropping books just to get this project heard. I mean, you really in this for like the long run, like
Oh yeah, oh
Okay,
yes, brother. I'm it's nonstop. I don't care if I sell 10 books, 5 books, 6 books. I'm writing until I sell millions of books, and it might come collectively. But yeah,
facts, facts.
I'm in it.
It's,
I'm in it.
it's it's
It's
always
my
good to
passion.
start with that mind frame, um, from want to expand your empire. You know what I mean? And with that being said, like, what are some of your future plans or projects that you have in mind? Um, ready to take place after you've accomplished what you want to with these next two projects that you're releasing.
So I really want to go back to like young girls, like you were saying earlier. I want to touch on that quite a bit about young people not really putting what they love into a project because it really just starts off with you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be that person. I got a story to tell. You know what I'm saying? So if I could do it 100%, you can do it. Like whatever your talent is, I don't care if you be 5, 10 years 1 or 2 views every 2 days. Like if you good and that's what God put you here for, it's gonna establish. It's gonna establish yourself. You just got to keep grinding and never give up. And I want to touch that on a lot of to so many young people, which I do a lot of like youth connection things where like I'm teaching and speaking to young people and giving them a little heads up on what they gonna be dealing with, kind of how to deal with it, maneuver through it. So that'll be my next goal, though. Just trying to get into them schools and give people a give these children a voice, so they'll know that whatever they want to do, ain't nobody stopping them but them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Um, that's very important because one thing I've known from working with the youth, through the Soy Project is I've one of the first things I recognized was it's like you said, it's nothing gonna stop it from establishing in a good light, but in a bad light, um, it can be what destroys everything because you can't run away from yourself because you always gonna be there. So that can be something that leads to, it can
Depression.
be depression, alcoholism,
Yeah.
drug addiction, suicide, um, abusive behavior. So this is important for the community. It's not just the podcast, it's not just the books, it's not just the music, the films is bigger than that. You know what I mean?
Right. Us as a collective, because that's the only way this world gonna go on is if we move together and we move in accordance to one another and help one another and be there for one another. Because can't nobody out here be like, I got this on my own. I did this. You worked for somebody. You did something for
Right.
somebody and they gave you some money for it. So just because you got paid don't mean you didn't do it for that person because you still didn't get paid what you was worth or paid for what you did actually. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got to help each other, and I think we lost that concept a little bit. But I want to get it back. Just let everybody know, be there for each other. Like my bestie over here right now, she been wearing me all day about this interview. Talking about some girl
Yeah.
don't make me blah blah blah, and I'm like, she come walking up here. She like, do you need me? I'm like, no. She like, you don't need me. I'm like, no. She come trailing up here. So she over here stalking me right now, but that's
Yeah.
my support system. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody need a stalker friend.
That's
Bambi.
right. That's right.
Is a stalker, but she my stalker. But
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Mhm.
Shout out to her because,
She told me
you
tell you
know,
hey too.
hey, tell her that's Bambi. Tell Bambi I
Yeah.
said, hey, much love. What's
Hey.
up? Hey, I appreciate like I said, I was saying earlier, just being able to work with people that you know what I mean, that you can share because that be the disconnect between people sometimes. That's what gets you pushed off into the weird section of the group and shit because everybody else don't understand your creativity. You know what I mean? So it make it seem like you gotta be out of reality, out of touch with reality to be able to be creative. You gotta be able to take yourself outside of this. You can't be so consumed in this, but it also takes a well rounding to be able to take yourself out and take your
Exactly.
mind and bring some things back into reality and show some people to open their minds up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm gonna tell you, you was piece of my motivation too. I remember we was in high school. You did that song with Lil Flip. You know you was the hottest at that time. So I'm like,
Yeah,
I know if you
yeah.
can do it,
You can do
big
it.
dreams, babe. You always had them, and I'm proud of you, bro. Super proud.
Appreciate you. You always been supportive, and I that's why I try to be as supportive as I can. You know what I'm saying, to reciprocate the energy. You know what I mean,
Right.
because we all candles. It's just I don't see what's so hard about lighting each other. You know what I'm saying, passing the torch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
Look how bright it's gonna be when we all lit.
facts.
That's I like that analogy because it's gonna be so bright. Once we all lit, you just got one candle lit. I mean, and it's dark. It's still dark. You light
Right.
everybody around you. We around nothing but light, nothing but color, nothing but exuberation. Like it's dope. Like I love helping my people. I love seeing my people win. Like period. It ain't nothing more tender to my heart than seeing my people win. Like, and I'm gonna
Pine
support
Bluff
100%.
Pine Bluff such a dark place. But at the same time, there's so many wicks there. You know what I mean? It's so many wicks, but it's like a gate guarded community to where the children not getting the proper light. The
Right.
things, yeah, they don't have the resources. The resources being drained and used for other things. And I think if the proper care was given to the youth, I think it's so much talent and stuff that place could be a totally different place.
It
Coming out
would.
of Pine Bluff with what you're doing, being who you are, how hard is it? Or is it hard at all?
I don't think what I'm doing is hard. It's the support that I give behind it that's hard. Or you thinking like, okay, and my all my books are based on Pine Bluff or Arkansas in general, High Springs, Little Rock. I put all those places in there, little places that we got. I'm very critical about knowing what I'm talking about in the book. I research my places, and so I put us in. All my books are based on Arkansas and some in Flint. 'Cause I'm Flint town too, from Flint,
Right.
so um that's my whole thing to just like base my work on what I know and where I'm from because I don't want to be basing my book on Atlanta and I've never lived in Atlanta. I want to
Right.
be basing my book on LA. I've never lived in LA. My people might visit there and I have a little, information about it, but that's not where I'm from. So me writing about my city is way more important to me than anything. And so just the fact that I try to incorporate my city in like something national big which I'm praying one day it'll be a national bestseller. Speak it in existence.
Oh
But
yeah,
you know, you don't get the support that you think you should get. But I ain't gonna act like my people lacking. You know, I got a lot of support. I got a big support system, so ain't nobody lacking who's supposed to be there. But you know, you want to bring in other people, and you just wish they appreciate something that you did, not for them so much, but for our culture here. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I know
facts.
it's gonna get better, and all I gotta do is keep pushing, keep moving.
Yeah, hey, I want to say, shout out to Director Bay. I want to say shout out to Pete Trillion for Pine Bluff. Salutes. My brother Pete
Salute.
Trillion, man. Make sure y'all go check out BB Bake Shop.
Yeah, yeah, salute,
Okay,
man.
okay.
Much love and respect to Key, man, for doing what you're doing, bro. Keep it going, man. Keep it going.
I
For real.
appreciate you, bro. I appreciate all y'all support. I want to say that, oftentimes when people don't support you, is we make all of our decisions based on two focus points, and that's either love or fear. And
Right,
to know that those people love you, you have to know that they fear to see they self lit. They don't want they self lit because they think, damn, I'm a candle. Once I burn, it's gonna be out. It's gonna be over. But what
right,
they fear seeing in you what they want in themselves. See a person that want to get on, they gonna
hmm,
try to help you get on too, because they gonna say, shit, if I get on, I'm gonna help you. You get on, you help me, or we get on
right,
together. Either way, we gonna make it. You see what
right,
I'm saying? So it be that fear of what of them being scared to do it, and what how I can prove that point because they don't take the chances to do it.
right, right. You
You
got to
see what
take
I
your
mean?
chance.
So we just gotta be able to deal with each other, um, you know, and be able to show proper love to each other. See, we even a word so powerful as love, we downplay it because
Right,
it's like it make you look weak or something. No, that's what we need for the balance of life to make this thing work the way it's supposed to. But the powers that be know that. So they gotta
right,
inject hate and fear into the people so they can
right,
have hate and fear with each other. You
right.
know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, shout out to everybody. I see y'all, man. Josh, salute my brother Josh. He said, Dolce, you have a channel. How can we find the book? Okay, we gonna drop the link. Shout out to Bronze Flat Power God.
Thank you.
We're gonna get her social medias. I'm gonna let her. Matter of fact, right now I'm gonna let you take the floor and go ahead and give them all your social medias, everywhere they can find the book. And I'm also gonna put the book back up on the screen while we're doing that. So go ahead, sis. You can take the floor. Give them all the information you want. I don't know if you can see the chat, but they talking to you in the chat too.
I can't see him, friend. I can't see him. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and give them all your information and
Okay.
Director Bay, if you want to add in or ask a question.
Okay, so y'all can hit me up on Facebook, Darneisha Henderson, Darneisha Henderson, Henderson. Author's doll face, that's my semicolon. On my Instagram, y'all can hit me up. I don't know about her, y'all, so I'm about to look them up. On my Instagram, y'all hit me up on Darneisha Henderson too. I'm on Darneisha Henderson on Instagram as well. And Snapchat me up. Y'all can find me on the Snap. And I love Snapchat. I watch all y'all snaps. Dollface Reloaded, DOLLFACE RELOADED.
Yeah, and I'll go and I'll put some links and shout out to Pastor Quelly. First of all, Pastor Quelly just like the video. Shout out to Pastor Quelly. I don't know if y'all know who Pastor Quelly is. Make sure y'all look up Pastor Quelly. And then
Well,
shout out to Ray Vaughn, man. Shout out to Ray Vaughn, top dog entertainment reporter artist Ray Vaughn. We looking for an interview soon, but he responded last night. So we get a lot of feedback about this interview. And we also got a lot of feedback about the support for Sonya Mass as well.
yeah, man, we need that support for real. Like,
Yeah. So did you hear about that? You wanna
I mean,
speak about yeah.
I'm pro black. Like, I'm black and I'm proud. I'm that song all day, every day. So, when one of us hurt, we all hurt. Well, I hurt, and like, we just got to do better with protecting each other, man. And the only way we gonna be able to protect each other is if we protect each other. Like, start being there, loving each other, showing these people that we ain't to be played with. Like, we got to show these people that we are as one, because they want us to be so divided. They've divided us all our lives. If we keep letting them divide us, we gonna be a nation of nothings. Like, they gonna kill us all, and eventually we'll come together and just. And I'm not trying to say like I don't want no white people, Caucasian people, Indian people. Like, I'm not saying I don't want them to become as one with us, but as black people, man, we really gotta start sticking up for each other and showing up for
Yeah.
one another. Because eventually, because it done died down a little bit, but it's like it's got crazier. It's weird, like, and I just pray for that baby family and her peoples, because I know they hurting. Because I don't know, that wouldn't sit well with me if that was my sister. I'm just gonna be
Yeah, I
leave
couldn't
it at
do it. I strive to be the better version of myself every day. And
that.
even
Right.
that's hard without a support system or facing all the challenges alone and shit like that. But, I can't let that go. And I'm not gonna sit up here and fake in front and pretend like I'm just gonna be hurt about it and turn the other cheek because
Gotta do something.
that's why you got to do something
Gotta
about
do
it because
something, man. Action is
that
everything.
man that's why it's happening now because they know nothing gonna happen about it. I cried when I saw that video. I got chill bumps and
Man.
everybody on YouTube was talking about it. Her father, shout out to Mr. James. He from Pine Bluff. I don't know him, but I know some of those people. I know those last names. And Letitia, shout out to
Right, as
Letitia.
well.
Yeah, that's her cousin. Yeah, so Miss Massey and them and shit. So um, I I didn't speak on it for some
Right.
reason. Just something in my spirit wouldn't just let me speak on it because
Hmm.
everybody on YouTube blew up with it the next day. The next news is the next thing to talk about it. I actually went on to Donald Trump. I chopped him up first, then I chopped Kamala Harris up. I ain't even get to the Sonya Massey thing. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord.
Because I'm tired of that too. Donald Trump, uh, you know, he nigga Trump now. You know, he he Donald Trump. 50
Dollar
Cent
Trump.
endorsed him to be Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? This nigga done caught a RICO case. He ain't got shot and shit. And he got
Man.
up and threw the black fist and 2 days later he got a normal ear on his head, like no band-aid, nothing. So it's the fuckery for me. I feel like I'm so intelligent. I don't feel like my intelligence is holding me down. I feel like the traps and the snares and the motherfuckers who scared of me being who I am is holding me down.
Oh yeah, always. That's
See
why.
what I'm
That's why we
saying?
gotta have our own platforms, because money is out there to be made no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Have your own platform like you doing now. That shit dope. Like, I admire the crap out of it. Like, but this where it starts. Let's get a voice out there, bringing
Right.
our people on here, giving them a voice to be able to express certain situations that they've dealt with, and just helping each other through situations. You know.
Do you think that because there's so much that happens where we're from, right? Do you would you credit the activity that takes place where we from to what you have to put into your work, your books?
Well, I can't. I won't say because my books aren't based on anybody's life. Let me put that on
Right,
out there. A
right,
lot of people like, ain't
right,
no way you just made this up. I'm like, I literally just it came to me. I promise you. There's. I mean, I speak to a lot of people about different things. It may be spit, spat, little things, but it ain't never no whole plot. It's never nobody's whole story to their lives. Yeah, it's just something that I came up with, and I feel like it should be wrote about. But
right,
because I don't, what I write about, I really, you couldn't even put me in that life. But I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that, but I mean, I wouldn't live that life with the stuff I write about. But I feel like it's lives out there like that maybe my
mm,
book can help, and they read it. Because I also put, motivational things in there. I put information in my book where you will know more than what you didn't know when you start reading it. I'm a big word person, so I try to use I won't say big words, but I use more literal words where you got to maybe go look it up, but you learn the word for today, and now you going on, you study advancing and getting your education on, but you're reading this book and it's interesting. So I would say, Pine Bluff gave me some motivation, but not to the point where I wrote about nobody in Pine Bluff. If that makes, if you
r-
get that drift.
r- right, right. I get a lot of insight from things that I collect over time, but it's I feel the same way. It's nothing like it's nobody's life. I take a lot of situations that I know about, and I kind of base my story that I want to tell off of the situations and the shit that I've seen with my eyes. So I feel you for sure on that. Is there anything that I noticed you spoke earlier, and I felt it earlier about okay. I noticed you spoke earlier about uh the children, right? So
Right.
is there anything that you wanna say? Like, and it could be like anything. It could be as far as following your dreams. It can be about, being a writer. It could be about today's world, society, anything that you want to say. Because I didn't want to cut you off on that either. I don't want to block those Jews.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Well, if I'm talking to the youth, itself, if they get a touch of this, I want them to know that like life can be so hard in the beginning where you are not able to make your own decisions, and that's usually from newborn to maybe like 10 or 12, 10, 11 or 12. Life can be so hard because you living under people who sometimes don't give a crap about you, sometimes jealous of you. But at the end of the day, you got 18 years to have to deal with them. That's it. Meanwhile, you got at least 60 more with God's will. You got about 60 more that you're gonna be doing by yourself. So you can't let that stuff that happens to you with under 18 hinder you from being great after 18, after you get on your own, after you get your mental health back. Like people will break kids down, and that's weird to me, but at the end of the day, they kids. So as an adult, you just gotta work on yourself. And a lot of us black people don't, we talk about going to therapy and all that, not understanding it ain't about nobody. You ain't about you telling your business to anybody. It's about you expressing how you feel that nobody else would ever listen to. Nobody else will give you the time of day to be like, well, I just didn't understand this, and my mama did this to me, and she, my daddy went around here and he never did tell me this. That psychiatrist or psychiatrist or whatever we call them, they gonna listen to you. They gonna give you every point of view that they can give you from an aspect where they don't know the beginning. All they know is what you're telling them. And like if you get that out enough and you talk to a person enough, all that stuff will go away, or you'll be able to cope with it better. So I'm just for the youth. I just want them to know that anything is possible. Like, man, you see so many people. Like we talk about, our young generation of rappers and stuff. But look at Glorilla. You know what I'm saying? Look at people like Sexy Red. Yeah, her message come across. That's neither here nor there. But these girls came from nothing, but they kept grinding. They kept they kept doing what they love. They kept being in the right places at the right time. You got to be a mover. You got to be a shaker. Like you can't just ain't nothing. Ain't nothing came to me yet. I done had to go grab everything I wanted. That's from food to man to everything. I had to go grab it because I wanted it. So we gotta just understand that we gotta teach these kids how to love themselves, because when a person get to saying you messing with my self esteem, that's a problem, because your self esteem has to do with you. Nobody in your outer exterior should be able to. I mean, should be able to. What's the word I'm trying to say? Um, Interfere with your self esteem. So just teaching them, letting them know that they are great, no matter where you came from, who you are, who your parents are. You your own person. God gave you a gift. God gave you a purpose, because you wouldn't have been here. And you just gotta go with it. Go with the flow and just knock it out. And you get education. Education is big. A lot of us, people in general don't think education is important, but it's extremely important. I ain't saying you gotta go to college. I would prefer you to, but at least get through high school. You know what I'm saying? Then get you some kind of trade. Read. Reading is the biggest thing that, like they said, if you want to hire something from a person, put it in the book. That says a lot to this day. They still putting things in books that people don't know about because they ain't read it and they're not going to read. Reading is very important. So I just pray that they keep their heads up. Like I said, I mentor a couple little girls. It's a little program that Komika Goodlow want to shout her out because she real big on dealing with the youth. It's called "It's Perfectly Me." I don't know if she's still. I'm sure she's still doing it. She actually did it last year, so she still got it going where she get little girls and just have a whole little banquet for them, by showing what they've done that year, whether they got straight A's, was on the principals dean list or anything. She kind of recognized them and put them on the forefront. So that's a
Right,
good little program. It's perfectly me, pretty dope. And I loved when she started that, and I've been trying to be a part of it ever since she did it.
right. I wanted to ask you a question. Earlier you said basically, and I agree with you on this point that you know people that come from nothing, we can't be so quick to kind of jump and judge. We got to kind of understand them coming from nothing. The the problem with that is most of our people get lost after coming from nothing and get trapped inside of the system. Because all we've known and been fed was to like chase this American dream, and it
Right,
caused us to separate and individualize. People like I gotta go on my own and get my stuff together.
right.
We're so divided that we don't do the same thing, so we don't spend the time building with each other, and our success is individualized, and it's not really giving back to
The
because we got
community.
so many million. Yeah, it's not really helping us as a collective because we're still so individualized. The Muslims, if the Muslims don't like the Christians, the Christian people don't like the Jehovah's Witnesses. Then the
Right,
new age people who think they woke now, they don't like the Christians. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right,
nobody
right,
likes
right.
each other. We already got Bloods, Crips, East Side, West Side, light skinned niggas, dark skinned
Man,
niggas who think they from Africa, niggas who know they ain't from Africa. We so
right.
divided that with how can we capitalize from being able to advance to places or positions in the system of things that's set up for us and still be able to build something sustainable for ourselves that's going to get back to us as a collective.
I feel like that all starts with small businesses, honestly. Our small businesses, um, making them affordable, saying like you got the balloon little collective things. I remember like 2 years ago, I got one of them made. It was like almost $100. Got a black girl now that I know. She charging like 50 to 75. You know what I'm saying? She keeping money in my pocket while I'm putting money in her pocket. So it's like to the point where when them small businesses come in place and everybody selling this, everybody doing this, everybody shakers and movers, we helping each other out because we buying from each other. We put money back in our pockets. So when you get to an agenda where people not trying to care about each other, or people not really, and it really come to a point where we got to think about it like that. There's no, if we keep trying to go about, we can do, I just get this from over here. I just get this from over there instead of be like, I'm finna go to my black owned business brother over here. I'm finna go to my sister over here that I know she can do it. We gotta start analyzing better on that because other races do. We make it seem like we pro black or we wrong for wanting to go shop at only black owned businesses. They've been doing it for years with other races. You know what I'm saying? So once we get to that point where we gon' establish each other, we gonna support one another, we gonna make sure each other 100% good, and that goes on the back end too. As a business person, you got to be able to know how to take a L. You know, a lot of black folks don't know how to take no L. They like, hey, you know, as a business person, you have to, because if your product ain't 100% like it need to be, I don't, in your service and your attitude, I don't want to buy from you. You know what I'm saying? But you thinking because black person, a person gonna buy from you? No, that ain't how that work. It's all about professionalism and what you gonna bring with your attitude and your spirit and your aura. Like it just got to be positive outlooks. And if more of us thought positive, felt positive, exemplify positiveness, man, it'll just be no stopping to the growth of our people. But once we get on that level where we all holding ourselves accountable and holding our counterparts accountable for
Yeah,
what we doing to one another, we'll never get past
you're
this.
right. We gotta act like sisters and brothers. See, what happens is we start to treat each other like uh foreigners.
Right.
So that make us don't want to buy from each other. Even though we sisters and brothers, we're now foreigners to each other because we're not treating each other like sisters and brothers. So the
Right.
foreigners come in with this fake advertising and this fake
We jump on it.
love. Yeah, we jump on it like, yeah, can't nobody do my nails but the Asian girl. Look at these French tips. You see
Right.
what I'm
And
saying?
these
So
black girls out here is hooking them up. Shout out to
yeah,
Ashley Stevens, ain't it? Ashley Sargent, she out here hooking the nails up in Pine Bluff.
yeah, most
And
definitely.
Melissa Foster.
Oh, hey man, shout out to them. Definitely anybody who got like a business or anything, you guys come through here anytime and promote your business. I'm all about promoting business. Um Definitely promote y'all channels too if you have channels. I shared your Facebook. I'm gonna share your Instagram also. Um, I want to be able to allow some people from the chat to be able to come up and ask you some questions if you have time.
Of course.
And we can start off with going one person at a time. So I'm gonna drop the link for you guys in the chat if y'all want to come up and add to anything that we've been saying or ask any questions and direct debate. Did you have some questions before we get anybody else up? I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. I don't if you're still there. To last thing, I wanted to touch on. Uh, okay, so the small business aspect, I'm with you on that 100% because we had the small business thing together. I remember downtown
You're kind of breaking up.
Bluff was, when we had our Bobby Jets. Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear
How
you
I
now,
sound
yeah.
now?
Yeah, you good.
Okay. Yeah, we had our downtown Pine Bluff was all black owned. So a lot of things that we're affected by now, we weren't really affected by. We got places like Carpenters, they got fruit and vegetables. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everybody who do what they do. We got our black funeral homes, black clothes cleaners,
Right.
uh, uh, my grandmother was a seamstress, so everybody came to her when they got married, and different things, juke joints, and things of
Right.
that nature, clubs, everything was. Do you think that us being having to depend upon the 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 way that things are set up now, should I say, the business structure today, because Walmart killing everybody with
Man.
everything. They got everything from
Man.
beauty products to food, and they're gonna beat anything at least by some change. You know what I mean? So, do we have to establish a mindset that we all we got and it's all or nothing? And understand that we have these discrepancies, we have these injuries within our own relationship with ourselves. Do you think
Yeah.
that we have to overstep that and just take a leap toward faith of not having to depend on this system?
Yeah, and that's why we don't do it, because it's way easier for us to go to Walmart than to start a Walmart, a mini Walmart. Start somewhere, start small and become big. Because Walmart didn't start big like that, but we not thinking about starting. We thinking about what we can do right now, today, at this moment, not understanding that we still got kids that got to live in this same life that we complain about, that we can't stand to even get up and go to a job in, but we're not changing anything for them. You know what I'm saying? I always tell myself, and I'm still working on it, I want to have five businesses for all five of my babies to have their own business. I've said that forever, forever, and I'm working on it. Like, every day I work on it, because I don't want my kids to have to depend on going to work for somebody who gonna pay them $15 an hour. Because by the time they get grown and up in age, $15 an hour gonna be equal to dang near $5 or $6 in our time. So, like, we're
Right,
not thinking about the generational aspect of it,
right,
because it's easier not to. It's easier to survive in the now, and to do what you got to do to get by, because as long as my kids eat every day, as long as my kids do this every day, I'm straight. But that's not the end goal. That shouldn't be our end goal. Our kids having a meal every day. Of course they need to have a meal every day, but maybe my end goal need to be, let me go out here and show my kids how to plant some things. But that's hard. You know what I'm saying? That's a system that you got to go on, and it's just too much. It's too much complication. Until we
right,
want to get down and dirty and get our hands dirty, we never gonna grow as a people. Like, until we start from we got to rebuild our foundation, because it's crumbled. Like, it's we got it built with Martin Luther King them and all that little stuff. Then I really felt like it was breaking a little bit after that, because of the simple. Well, after slavery, I'll say we started rebuilding. That's where we had our own towns, our own cities. They came and drowned us out. We all know the stories about most of them. Um, but they scared to do that now. I don't feel like it'll happen like it happened back then, because it was too close to all the hate. We got the hate now, but we also have a voice now, a way
right,
stronger voice than we had even 50 years ago. So, like, if we start now, and I've done a lot of research. There are a lot of black people out here trying to get their own communities where they grow their own food, have their own doctors, have their own teachers, got their own schools. Like, it's black folks out here really making it happen, and it's sad that we have to feel like we need to do that.
right,
But you know what I'm saying? I think the realization that we need to do that hinders a lot of people. Like, why should I have to go do that? My baby doing okay at this school. Not understanding that, I promise you, this teacher over here gonna get his little student more attention than they get your student. I ain't gonna say that's
right,
always the situation, but if you got your people in there, they gonna give you the attention. Because I've seen it happen before, where I got a different race nurse from a black nurse, and my black nurse gonna make sure I was straight. Like, went to bat for me. Like, yeah, nah, we can do this another way. Whereas the other people, they just like, yeah, we just, it's just do what you got to do.
right.
Ain't no help for it. We gonna, as a people, we should always look out for our own kind, being that nobody's looking out for us like they look out for themselves. And so
Facts.
until we get there, Kiwi, we gonna be in a world of trouble. And it's just about rebuilding that foundation and just starting from the bottom, because at this
Yeah.
point, that's that's where our mindset be, at the bottom. It be the lowest of the low. Get a job, even going to college. Like, I get that, even going to college thing, but like even going to college, you're gonna still end up working for somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it
Right.
100. You still gonna be working for somebody. You still
It,
ain't gonna
it's
get
to
paid what
it's
you
to
work.
incorporate you into the system,
Right.
and
Exactly.
to incorporate you. I think about breaking that word down. In corpse, corpse is death. You know, to,
Right.
so to invert you toward your death. And a lot of
Right.
our people die paying mortgages. A lot of our people die without getting to their 30 years that they can retire. And then the sad part about it, the banks end up with this shit because it's a game set up to where now, if your children have been led astray from the path of your foundation that was built, then they're not gonna be able to maintain this shit. So what happened? That whole
It's
30
gone.
years, that shit gone out of nowhere. You see what
It's
I'm saying?
gone.
So yeah, and I think that back in those days, I think like Martin Luther King then was doing what people doing today when they say, okay, well, we gotta vote for Trump because Carmella like this, or we gotta vote for Carmella because Trump gonna do this. See, we trying to jump from one wing to the other, or be on the other wing when this shit is these two wings on the same bird. This motherfucker going to the same place.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
It ain't no. It don't matter what wing you on or what side of the plane you sit on. If we leave in Boston going to Dallas, that's where everybody going. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So we start to think that just taking part in the system is us being responsible, and us, when you gotta vote, well, we're picking two of the lesser evils. This is a trick. This is soul selling. So it's making you think these the only options you got. Those ain't the only options you got. We have a option to be free and be recognized as an entity, and that no other power shall. Uh, that's why they say
Right.
under God, this is really law that I'm
Right.
basically talking right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So when we're casting our vote by default, we're giving them the okay. So we saying, well, I really didn't want to vote for Trump, but I ain't want Carmella in there. We
Right.
saying we really didn't want Trump. So why would you do some? You didn't know what to do. Why would you do
Don't do
anything?
nothing.
Don't do nothing.
Right. Right.
You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Shit.
Yeah.
Why would you do the wrong thing if you didn't know what was the right thing to do?
Uh,
So we're complaining about the same system that. So it's like it's a car riding around. I don't like it. They got loud music. Is poison in the neighborhood. People shooting out of it. But I get up every day and still put gas in that motherfucker so they can drive this bitch around and keep doing the same thing that I keep
right.
complaining about. I'm fueling
Right.
the same vehicle that I'm trying to stop from moving. So I
Right.
think it's being in touch with reality. We're not down to earth anymore. Our people
Right.
used to say shit like, "Yeah, man, I'm cool. I'm down to earth." Motherfuckers ain't down to earth. These bitches is Martians because they don't know what the fuck even
Okay.
going around them, what their eyes are seeing. You know what I
It's
mean?
right.
Yeah,
Right.
it's crazy.
I agree. 100%. That
It's
was a good
crazy.
example as well. But right.
Yeah,
It's scary though. It's like it's almost like scary to the point where like where do we go from here? Like what's next? Like
we
what do
scared. We scared. People don't read. Like you write books, so I know you read shit. You probably
right.
just
Gotta
be
read.
seeing. You see packages on shit and just read what's in it. Like, but see, our people don't like to read. We don't like to read so much that we shorten the damn words down, ASF and all that type shit.
But
Like,
right.
and we think that what's fake is real now. Fake shit is
Yeah.
real now. So what's
Mhm.
bad is good. So we think it's
Yeah.
cool to be dumb as hell and can't spell a goddamn word now.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah,
some
but
backwards shit going on. This is spiritual warfare that we talk.
right. Right. But that's what they put in us, and only the people who wanna who gonna think for themselves. And like I said, that's why I say self esteem is so important. There should be no exterior motives about your self esteem. What you doing, how you move, and how you treat people should be the only thing that results in your self esteem being low. Now, if you treat people right, doing what you're supposed to do. I don't care if you get knocked down 15 times. You keep moving though. You know what I'm saying? That helps your self esteem. But a lot of people be like, they don't get nobody over here. They be like, you're doing a good job. You're doing great. They want to lose themselves, not understanding that you are the one to tell yourself you're doing great. You are the one to do great for yourself. There's nobody that can do great for you. Nobody, not your mama, not your dad. You are the only person after 18. It's only you. You know what I'm saying? You look up and get a husband or a wife that loves you to death, and they will. But I mean, you can't even depend on that every time. You have to find it in yourself. Until we do self checking, we're gonna all be lost out here. People don't
Right.
like to tell
This.
themselves the truth.
Oh, and you know what? I don't know how you ended up with the host, but if you can click on my name and just give me back the host, I'm gonna pull up your uh
Click on your name where I
book.
wonder.
Let's see. There's a chat on here.
Okay.
It says participants. Yeah, you can just press on my name and it's
Okay.
gonna actually. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm gonna bring your book cover back up, and I want you to be able to. I mean, we building right now, and we can actually come back for another live stream. But I would like to, conclude the interview, and we could go for a part two. I just think the interview was
Yeah,
dope. It was natural. We had some
I appreciate
technical
it.
difficulties before it started, but it just turned out a bucket full of jewels. You know what I mean? I think this is a dope
Right,
video.
right.
Yeah.
Me too,
Uh,
friend. It was dope.
now you
I
got
enjoyed
it,
it so much.
I definitely did. So that's why I say I don't want to really take away from what we have so far. Now, if we want to just reset and come back right after, we can do that. But right at this time, is there anyone that you know you want to just shine a spotlight on and you know give a
I
shout
mean,
out, or you want to advertise anything? You can do all that right
okay. The favorite words is Snoop Dogg. I want to thank myself for being myself, because it wasn't for
now.
me, there would be no me. But now I want to thank my mama, my best friends, my sister, all my support system, Miss Sherry Reed, my baby daddy, because he's the dopest, James Bird. Like, just, I just got a dope support system. And I want to thank you, Key, because you always been there since forever, bro. I'm gonna hold you down. You always hold me down. So it's gonna always be love. But yeah, y'all go check out my book, Diamond's Treasure. It's gonna be a part two. I'm gonna go ahead and just give y'all that spiller. But go ahead and cop part one. Go cop Antidote 1 and 2 by my best friend CC and I, because it's a spinoff. Like I said, you'll get it because it could stand alone, but you want to know the backstory. I promise you do. You go check out both of those books out at Amazon. I have a book called I don't know why I always forget that name of that book, because I've been working on it, but not as much. It was really a book that I was gonna use in an anthology with a group of girls, but they didn't do it. So I'm like, I'm about to go and write a whole book about it, and I just did it. And it's called The Betrayal of a Royal's Heart. Also on Amazon. Y'all check me out on my Snapchat, my Instagram. Like I said, they simple, Darneisha Henderson, Snapchat and Facebook. And on my Instagram is Dollface Reloaded. On my TikTok is Dollface Reloaded. I love to talk. I got advice for days. I love to get advice for days. So holla at me, y'all. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in. And thank you,
most
Key.
Most definitely. You know what? We got to get you back on. I'm not sure if you do want to come back later.
Yeah,
But
I'm coming back later.
yeah, okay,
Don't
yeah, that's a bet.
I
That's a
am.
bet. So I'm gonna go ahead and restart. I
Oh
want
no,
to
not this.
say,
Can we do it later another day? I'm
yeah,
not saying that I don't want to come back, of course, but
yeah.
um, I'm kind of hungry, so I gotta go eat.
Yeah, I gotta do the same though. So,
That's
but
your
I just
issues.
I want to say, I like the energy. The energy was good. Definitely a dope stream. Y'all got her social hook up, man. Make sure y'all tap in with her. Um, you definitely got a lot more, to be staying in tune for. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all do that. I appreciate everybody. I appreciate you. Um, I wish you all the peace, love, and power that I possibly can. And we got more work to do, but I'm very pleased with the interview, and I appreciate you for showing up for me and the people today.
I appreciate you, and the work never stops, friend. It never stops. We're gonna be working forever. It ain't gotta be hard work, but it's gonna be some kind of work, inside,
Right.
outside. But I love you, baby, and I appreciate you once again. Like I said, you definitely got to get me back on here, especially when I drop book two. On State and See, when I came, we were book one or book three, literally. But yeah, I appreciate you, baby.
Most definitely. I appreciate you too. It's much love always. You know that.
Right. All right.
Salute. Hey, thank y'all, man. Y'all showed up in the chat today, man. I gotta holler at y'all real quick because I appreciate y'all coming through and showing her love. So I gotta go back and show y'all some love. Salutes to everybody. Pete Trillion, salute. OG Philly, Big Dog, OG Philly, much love and respect. My brother Josh, salute. Josh, I gotta hit you up, family. Salute, man. My brother Bron, salute. Darneisha Johnson, salute. Let me mod you up in the chat. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to stop by. I'm gonna mod you up, Darneisha. Salute. Uh Man, let's see. Yeah, salute. I got a like from Jerry Jaguar. I got people tapping in from Instagram. We will be back tonight, guys. And once again, it was my good friend Darneisha Henderson, man. Make sure y'all go check her out on Amazon. I will be dropping the links. I will also be dropping her trailer on the channel soon after this. So make sure y'all tune in. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the book cover back up once more for you guys, man. And before we go, shout out to y'all. Y'all already know what it is, man. Till next time, salute. Peace and power. I'll see y'all in a minute. Salute.